Hey everyone, this week I'm doing another set review. This is James Bond's Aston Martin DB5 from the movie Goldfinger. Now the Lego company is really good at making very detailed cars out of Lego bricks. This one's no exception. If you're not sure what the Aston Martin looks like, you can go search on the internet and see some examples of Aston Martin cars. This is the DB5 in particular. Now the great thing about this Lego set is it has a lot of hidden features in it. Just like the car in the movie Goldfinger, and being a car for James Bond, it has a lot of gadgets in it. It doesn't have every gadget in the car that it has in the movie, but it's got quite a bit. This Lego set isn't very large. It's about 30 centimeters long by about 10 centimeters wide. But it's amazing how many features the Lego designers have put into this set. And I'm going to show some of them today. First, the overall appearance. Very nice profile. Nice wheels. Now in the movie, these spiky wheel hubs can come out to like shred another person's tire. They don't actually move in this set, or I'm pretty sure they don't. Oh yeah, it's just a rubber cap. So each side is the same in terms of its profile. The front grille looks really nice. Nice windscreen. Great detail on the back bumper. We've got the rear lights, trunk, license plate, and I'll show that more in a minute. Very detailed bumper and 2 exhaust pipes. On the inside, there's a couple bucket seats. So this being an English car, the driver's seat is on the right. So the steering wheel there. There's the gear shift. Both doors can open. First feature to show is just the engine. So the hood opens like this. A fairly detailed engine inside. No moving parts though. The trunk can open. You can see a little bit of the mechanics in here, which I'll explain in a minute. Now, for the special features. Now, if you haven't seen the movie Goldfinger, you should go check it out if you like James Bond. I do. I'm a big fan of James Bond movies. In this case, a lot of the features were actually used in the movie itself. There's a part of the movie that shows just the demonstration of some of the features when Q gives the car to James Bond. And then during the course of the movie, James Bond actually needs to use a lot of the features while he's driving away from somebody. There's a blast shield that protects the rear window. And to access that, it's quite clever. The Lego designers have built in the functionality to one of the tailpipes. You just turn the tailpipe and the blast shield pops up. And then you can lower it again. On the front of the vehicle, there's a couple headlights here. And behind the headlights, there's some guns. Now to activate the guns, I have to go inside the cab, and using the stick shift, if I push the stick shift back, and this would be a little bit challenging for me to do, you can see the headlights flip down, and there's the guns behind. Now the guns look quite simple, but they had to be to build in the functionality here. And if I put the gear shift back, headlights will flip back. Now I wish I could actually show the mechanism of how that works, but it's all buried within the car. And I built this vehicle many, many years ago. Another thing to show in both the front and rear of the vehicle is that the license plates can rotate. Now this front one rotates twice, so like up and down I think. Or it could just be, I'm having trouble just rotating it here. Now it just rotates with the finger here. I think the back one actually works a little bit better. The back one I've got, yeah, the back one's more free to rotate. So there's 4 different license plates on the back here. So that's most of the features, but there's one really great feature left to show. And that is this vehicle has an ejection seat. Now you can kind of see on the top of the vehicle, there's a panel right here. This panel can move. Now, the way this functionality works, again, quite clever, the functionality is in the bumper. So I'll show the side shot first. If I pull the bumper back, it opens up the roof. Now, that also, if I pull it back far enough, it actually, you can see the bumper's kind of sticking out a little bit now. So that's primed the functionality of the ejector seat. And if I push the bumper in, I can pop the seat right out the roof. If I tilt this up, you can see there's the functionality for popping the seat out. Now, there's definitely some resistance in here with the spring, so there's either an elastic or a spring in there. I can't remember which. Now, to reset it, the chair just sits with a single pin here, and it just sits over top of this red pin down here. So it can be easily removed by hand, and that's what allows the mechanism to pop it out. Now, I'm not sure if that was fully shown, so I'm going to show it this way. I mean, it really comes out. It really pops out quickly. Now, you can't even see any of that mechanism underneath. The underside of the vehicle is actually pretty boring. Everything's buried within the inside of the car, but you can see this one drive shaft here. That helps, I think, with the headlights turning. Yeah, so you can see the mechanism. That's the bottom of the stick shift, and it rotates all of this just to get the headlights to flip. I really like sets like this that have these hidden features. But there is one more thing in here. There's a console in the middle of the dashboard that if you turn this knob here, it can turn from being just a radio to the satellite tracking system that's also shown in the movie. So here's the knob for turning this middle piece here. So we got radio, and then there's the satellite tracking system. This also allows me to give a better show of the steering wheel that can move up and down, and the stick shift here, which again, if I go back, it flips the headlights, which is off camera at the moment. Also shows the ejector seat here a little bit better. If I just pull that off, you can see the pin that it rests on there. So that's it. Great looking set. It's one that I'm just going to leave on display for quite some time. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week.